A stakeholder matrix is like a coach's playbook for project management. Each player, stakeholder, has a specific role, and the playbook helps the coach, project lead, decide who to focus on during critical moments of the game, project. A good coach knows that some players need constant direction, while others perform best with minimal guidance. Just like a coach has their playbook, the stakeholder matrix helps project managers understand each stakeholder's influence and position so they can engage them effectively, ensuring the project moves smoothly towards achieving its goals. In this video, you'll discover the definition of a stakeholder matrix before exploring how to develop one for your own unique project. Let's get started. A stakeholder matrix is a project management tool used to categorize stakeholders, those people or groups who can have an effect on your project based on their level of influence, interest, and impact on the project. It guides project leads in prioritizing engagement strategies by identifying which stakeholders require more attention, involvement, and communication, ensuring their needs and expectations are managed effectively throughout the project lifecycle. Considering the diverse nature of stakeholders and the variety of project environments, you should customize your stakeholder matrix to suit the unique needs of your projects. Next, let's unpack the process for developing a stakeholder matrix. The first step is to identify all stakeholders involved or affected by the project. This includes project sponsors, customers, regulatory agencies, suppliers, internal team members, end users, local communities, and functional departments. To help you identify your project stakeholders, brainstorm with your team to list every individual, group, or organization with potential interest in the project. Once stakeholders are identified, step 2 focuses on analyzing their power and interest in the project. Power refers to how much influence the stakeholders have over the project and whether they can affect project decisions or outcomes. In contrast, interest refers to the extent to which stakeholders care about the project's success or failure and whether they're directly affected by its outcomes. You'll assign each stakeholder a rating for power and interest and determine whether these aspects are high or low. This assessment can be done subjectively based on interviews, research, or team discussions. The third step involves plotting the identified stakeholders on the matrix. Let's take a closer look at an illustration of what this looks like. In this illustration, you'll see that the power interest is typically represented as a two-dimensional grid divided into 4 quadrants, each representing a different level of stakeholder engagement. The vertical axis represents power, ranging from low at the bottom to high at the top, while the horizontal axis represents interest, with low on the left and high on the right. Furthermore, the top left quadrant is labeled high power, low interest. These stakeholders may not be very engaged, but they hold significant power, so it's essential to keep them satisfied and informed to avoid any negative impact on the project. This can be achieved by providing executive summaries or major milestone updates. The top right quadrant focuses on the high power, high interest stakeholders. These stakeholders are decision makers who influence the project's success most and require you to manage their expectations actively. To do this, consider personal meetings, detailed reports, and involvement in decision making. The high interest, low power quadrant contains stakeholders who must be well informed through regular communication, such as interviews, surveys, and forums. These stakeholders can be helpful with project details and may provide valuable insights. The last quadrant, low power, low interest, comprises stakeholders who require minimal effort, such as occasional updates or general announcements. By plotting stakeholders against these two dimensions, you'll identify which stakeholders require close management, periodic updates, or minimal communication, enabling you to allocate resources effectively to meet these different stakeholder needs. The fourth and final step is monitoring and updating your developed stakeholder matrix. Stakeholders' power and interests can change over a project's lifecycle. Therefore, it's essential to update the stakeholder matrix regularly. Maintaining an up-to-date view allows you to adapt your engagement strategies as needed, ensuring continuous alignment with project objectives. In conclusion, a stakeholder matrix is valuable for identifying, analyzing, and engaging with your project's stakeholders based on their power, interest, and commitment levels. Understanding this process equips you to develop targeted strategies for effective communication and stakeholder management, ultimately enhancing the likelihood of project success.